Here we go.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
Woo!
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Wah, wah, wah.
The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 312 votes. Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota has received 226 votes. This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. We did it. We got Orange Man back in office. Good job. Good job. Oh, man. There's not many more things more fun than watching Kamala have to certify Trump. Whew, whew. It gives me all the funny feelings inside. What is up, everybody? Did you guys watch that today, other than this clip I just played? The certification? It's boring. It was super boring. But it was beautiful because it was boring, and Kamal's facial expressions made it worth it. And I just, there was a message she had for everybody afterwards. And so I just wanted to play this for you guys real quick. Important message from Kamala Harris.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you.
Don't do it.
You have the same power that you did before November 5th.
It's true.
And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire.
Preach.
So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you. I just have to.
Thank you. Thank you. That meant a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Cammie. Anyways, whoo. Guys, it's official. Trump is president. There is now not a single legal challenge they can make to get him out. Not one. There is nothing left. So, we'll talk about the other possibilities in a minute. But first, let me say hey to all these beautiful people in here. DJ T Baby, Dave R, Numero Uno, Guest Sync, Dose, Alan Krantz, what's up? He likes, I'm early tonight. Vince Felice, what's up? Darren Collins, Joe Scarpazza, Country Computers, Dubois, what's up, brother? Eight Fathers, Bird flu stocks. We are not seeing the beginning of the book of Revelation. No. We'd have to, that's a whole nother chat, my friend, but I'd love to cover that sometime. Kathy, what's going on? Toe Crab, Agent Orange, Chad Youngkin, Drew Savala, Troy Man, Randy Atwell, Kill V, Vim Man, The One, what to do? AC, Candace, Cindy Lou Who, Phil Haynes, what's up? Joel Dawes says, got a new job at Carvana. Paint cars, so thankful. Thank you, Jesus. Awesome, Joel. Happy for you, man. That's a great job. $2K a week. Good job. Where's the cackle now? That's right. Jackie ranting about Canada. He hates Trump so much. AC makes you feel ill. What's up, Kamaski? Dustin White. Got those words of inspiration. That's right. Purdue. Great day in Canada. Trudeau is gone, and you can get GTI. It shares at 3 cents. You can buy GTI. That's awesome. She strokes his dude. Yeah, you remember that? Johnny, thank you, dear mom. Keep your superpower. That's right. That's absolutely right. What's up, Rum Dog? Josie's, how's it going? American Truther, cover ARBE NVIDIA. I don't know anything about that. I'd have to look into it. Sorry. What's up, Auto Mags? Marcos Sanchez, welcome to the membership. By the way, guys, from now on, members' lives are Wednesdays. So there's no more public, regular lives Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights now are members only. Okay? So it's $3 a month. That's it. If you want to be on the members' lives, it can get spicy sometimes in the members' lives. It gets fun. We have a lot of fun, and I do that because the members are the ones who support the channel. I don't have sponsors. Not that I wouldn't take one if I found the right one, but I just, haven't found one I'm interested in yet. But anyways, the members are how we make this work. So thank you for that. Welcome, Marco. Alrighty. We got to talk about this. So I saw a couple people here say, who was it? Cindy Lou says something is up. Let's see, where's she put it? I lost it. Something's up. That went too easy. It's not over. Listen, you're right that it's not over, but it's definitely, something's not up in regards to the election. Okay. And let me clarify on this. They never thought they could get here. Okay. In November, they thought they could pull a Franzia sponsorship. Maybe. A little box wine for everybody. The Democrats thought they had this election in the bag. They really did. They convinced themselves. At first, this goes back years, okay? So I was just listening to somebody talking about publishing a book on Trump 2 years ago, and the publisher told them, not interested. Okay, they said, not interested. Trump's old news. He won't even win the primary. And that just gives you insight into their thinking. They thought after January 6th in 2001 that they were done. They thought they had destroyed him. They thought politically he was never going to come back. They did. They had that arrogance. And you could see how it built up from there. Coming into the Republican primaries, the establishment Republicans didn't want him back. They had DeSantis. He was their golden child. And they had Nikki Haley as the backup. And they thought if we push these two, one of them will win and Trump will disappear. And the Democrats thought, no shot. Okay, and so they legitimately convinced themselves. And they thought they'd bought our votes with Biden. And they got really excited in the 2022 midterms when they thought the Republicans were going to sweep. And instead, the Republicans won, but not by as much as they had expected. And they thought that with abortion now, with Roe v. Wade overturned, that was like the final straw, the guarantee Trump couldn't come back. And then Biden started slipping, and it got worse and worse and worse with that. And all of a sudden they panicked and got Kamala in. But they pushed everything behind Kamala. And we got the month of joy. And they had their inauguration of Kamala basically at the RNC convention. And they totally thought it was in the bag. They really, truly believed it. They thought they had everything ready. The October surprise, whatever you guys believe about the weather stuff, but just one thing after another. They thought they had him. And yet he won resoundingly. And if you listen, and I've been listening to a lot of liberal podcasts since November 5th, because I've been trying to gauge their reactions, listen to their thinking. And the truth is most of them are still kind of shocked about it. Most of them don't want to admit she was a bad candidate. They just are going back to the old standby that Americans are more racist than we thought, misogynist. They actually believe this stuff. They live in their bubbles so deeply that they're shocked. So when you say it's not over, you're right in the sense that they're still going to fight tooth and nail here. But you're wrong in the sense that they're going to prevent him from getting in. And this is the kind of thing I've been pushing this whole time. Going back to last year, when so many people didn't think we'd have an election, or they thought the election was unwinnable because it would be so rigged, or they thought there was going to have to be martial law to get the election, or the military would step in. And I just wanted to constantly tell you guys, like, no, I see this path where it's going to come in, okay? And sure enough, election night went, nothing happened except the election. And we won resoundingly. Why? Because things are in place. They're prepared for everything. They let it go through, not because the Democrats wanted to. They thought they had it in the bag. Did you see how many votes Kamala kept getting after the election night? She closed that gap on Trump. He ended up winning the popular vote by 1.5%, but she closed millions of votes. Millions. She ended up with like 75 million, 74 million, somewhere in there. That's a lot. And that's only 3 million less than Biden, 4 million less than Biden. And so they're shocked. They thought they had it in the bag. Lost that night. Okay. Then we get closer and closer. Nothing else is happening. They can't stop it. They're looking for every legal recourse, every way they can stop it, but they can't because they're so shocked by how badly they got beaten. Today would have been a day to put up a fuss. It would have been the day to at least make an outcry about it. They don't have it in them. They don't have anything. Now, are we seeing these terrorist attacks? Yes. Is there possibilities they go after him for his life again? Yes. But guys, they don't want it to get this far. There is no grand plan to just wait until the inauguration. That's asinine. That's not logical thinking. And we got to stop doing the thing where we keep expecting Trump to die, or we keep expecting the Democrats to beat him. We have to stop doing that. It's time. It's time to stop doing that. It's time to admit that we are in the winning seat and now we got work to do instead of keep waiting for it to turn. You got to get out of that black pill place. Too many people are still living there. Guys, everybody who is black pilled was wrong about the election. Everybody who was black pilled was wrong about the certification day, January 6th. There was not even a riot. In fact, I want to show you guys something. This is how bad of shape they are in. For the first time this century, Democrats did not object to the Electoral College count of a Republican president. In 2000, there were objections. In 2004, there were objections. You can object, and you can actually try to get a state looked at or challenged or whatever. In 2004 it was Ohio. In 2000 it was Florida, and I think another state. In 2016 they objected to a couple of the state certifications. They objected every time Republicans won in this century. Not one objection today. Why? Why not even make the show of it? Do you guys remember back, it was October, November, when there was that Jamie Raskin clip going around, the Civil War clip. Do you guys remember that? There was a Civil War clip about Jamie Raskin where he's like, if Trump gets in, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. In fact, let me look it up because I want you guys to remember this. I want you guys to remember this because I did an entire video on it. And I told you guys that his words were nonsense, that there would be literally nothing they could do about this. Okay, let me play this video for you because I want you guys to remember in case you forgot. This had a lot of people scared.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified.
It'll be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs they can't do anything, that he's disqualified. Listen, I mean, this was all predicated on the belief that Kamala was either going to outright win the election through their fraud, or it would be so close they would have a fight to put up. And I told you guys that on the day this came out.
And then we need bodyguards for everybody and Civil War conditions, all because
Civil War conditions. People were freaking out about this. Freaking out.
Because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her.
Okay, so we have Jamie Raskin months ago. And what did I tell you guys that night on my video? I came on and I said, listen, don't worry about this stuff, because I told you guys Trump would win significantly enough that they want to be able to do anything. And what happened today? Not a peep. Not one person challenged it. Not one rioter out there. Nothing. And so now it's like the black pill just says, oh, they pushed it down the road. They have some great master plan. No, they don't. And that's why I've been trying to communicate to you guys. They don't have a master plan. They are scrambling. They don't know what to do. The victory was so resounding. They've lost the people far more than they ever imagined. And now they're just throwing stuff out there, hoping something will happen. These terrorist attacks, do I believe they were coordinated? Yes, I did a video on it. You guys know. But why do I keep being right about this stuff, guys? Do you ever wonder that? Why am I right about this stuff and all the black pillars are wrong? And look, I don't usually like to do shows where I'm just like, look at me, I'm right. That's not what this is about. But I have to put like this stake in the heart of this black pilling that's going on, because it's not what is happening right now. We won and we're winning. It doesn't mean work's not done. It doesn't mean we've done what we need to do. But I'm telling you guys, there is a divine providence on Trump's life, on this mission to save America. God is behind this. There's nothing that can stop him so long as the people keep wanting this, being behind it, and keep praying. I'm just telling you right now, that is where we're at. Nothing can stop what's coming. It's just where we're at. And it's okay to be wary. It's okay to worry that stuff might happen. Absolutely. Because stuff is going to happen. But it's not okay to still be in the place where you don't think anything good can come out of this. There's no excuse for that anymore. Once a miracle has happened, once it's been proven to you what's happening, there comes a responsibility to steward that. There comes a responsibility to say, man, maybe I was wrong. Man, and Cindy, I'm not going after you personally. Okay, I'm speaking to the whole black pilling thing in general. Okay. Again, they're going to try stuff. Do not get me wrong. There's whispers of bird flu. There's terrorist stuff. There's all this craziness going on, trying to get us into war. But think about all they tried and it went nowhere. Just 6 weeks ago, Biden initiated and gave the okay to Ukraine to send American rockets into Russia. Putin moved submarines up to Cuba and was like, if you guys do this, I will go to war with you. I don't want to, but I will go to war. Big deal. And Alex Jones is out there, World War III has started, and the globalists have come and they've started World War III, and it's happening right now. And I love Alex. I do. But I had to go after him and say, stop doing this, Alex. This isn't helping anything. Because World War III hadn't started. Because Putin knows Trump's coming and he doesn't want to attack. He was at the point where he was almost pushed over. Biden almost pushed him, but they couldn't push him over. They didn't have the guts or the ability to push further. And it stopped. And where are we now? No more attacks on Russia in 6 weeks. You don't just do that and stop if you're really pushing for war or if you have the ability to. There are good things going on behind the scenes that we don't see. And the proof that we've gotten, the fact that we've gotten this far is proof of that. Stuff is going to happen. It happened on New Year's Eve. But what also happened on New Year's Eve? We got a sign. When lightning struck the Empire State Building, it struck the U.S. Capitol, and it struck the Washington Monument all in the same night. If you guys don't believe in God yet, I'm telling you, like, how? How do you not? We've literally witnessed miracle after miracle after miracle in the last 3 months. And if you think you can still explain it all away just logically, I'm telling you, there's no explanation that makes any sense unless there's a God. Going back to the Trump assassination, I would go back even further, but at least starting there. Guys, we're on the right side of history. And it's finally, and I know it's hard to believe because our whole lives, most of us anyways, our whole lives, we've just watched the government get progressively worse. Things get progressively worse. It's hard to believe that maybe, just maybe, things are finally getting better. And I'm telling you, they are. They are. We got our guy. And what we cannot do this. We can't waste this opportunity. And if we stay black-pilled, if we stay just worrying all the time, we're not going to do the work we need to do. Trump no longer needs us to be out there saying, he no longer needs us to be out there saying, what if it happens? Oh my God. That's not what we can do anymore. He needs us to get down and say, do this. We're holding your feet to the fire. We have to get this done. We have one shot. And he needs his people to be fighters now from a place of victory. That's where we're at, guys. And today was the final straw for that. It was the final validation. The inauguration is pomp and circumstance. It's just a ceremony. They can swear him in anywhere. They could swear him in on the toilet. It doesn't freaking matter. He doesn't have to show up on the steps of the Capitol and have a big rally. If they see there's a threat, he can go anywhere. So I'm not worried about that. They will only have that ceremony on the steps of the U.S. Capitol if it is 1,000% secure. I guarantee you. I guarantee it. So don't worry about that. Today was the last chance to stop him. And I told you guys back with the Jamie Raskin stuff, legally speaking, constitutionally speaking, there is almost 0% chance of them stopping him. Almost 0% chance. And I told you guys that 3 months ago. And I was right. It was so big and so overwhelming that they didn't object for the first time in modern history, this century, and they never they just let Hitler come into office. They certified Orange Hitler without a peep. Isn't that amazing? You guys stop and think how amazing that is. What a miracle that is. And what did I tell you guys? I told you that when the whole Mike Pence thing happened, Trump thing happened, January 6th, they came in right when Biden came in with that Congress, and they passed a law that made it even more difficult to challenge the election than it had been before. And now here it is. So let me catch up with some comments and we'll keep going. Just Mike, LBJ was sworn in aboard Air Force One. That is correct. Jamie is wretched looking. His words are disgusting. He's terrible. Pam says their plan, I think, is to grind the government to a halt, make his first 100 days as difficult as possible. We need the Republicans to stick together. Now that is very true, Pam. You're exactly right on that. Here's the problem. Do they want to do that? Yes. Are they already trying to do that? Yes. They're gumming up the gears. But the problem is they lost the Senate and the House. They thought they could hold on to the House. They really thought they could hold on to the House. They knew they were going to lose the Senate. It was too far out. But they really thought they were going to hold on. And they lost the House. And now they have almost no way to stop things unless Republicans do it. But as Trump just showed us when he got Mike Johnson a speaker by making those phone calls, stepping off his golf cart, stopping his golf game for a minute, he showed us that he's going to run that House. So I really believe they're going to try, but it can work. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, please like and subscribe if you like the video. There's still more to come tonight. Pam says, think the pace out of the two movement continue regardless. It will. And that's why he chose J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is MAGA insurance. He chose J.D. Vance because he's the single best person to take over after Trump is gone. He's young. He is way more better spoken than Trump. He is tested through his incredible life story. And he is as populist as Trump is, maybe even more so, but with conservative values. So Wicked says, explain how Democrat LA City, County, California getting hammered by severe storm, MAGA County, Orange County's untouched. I didn't know that. That's amazing. What's up, Linda? Alan, even Jesus did multiple miracles, yet the Jewish people betrayed him. That's 100% true. Yeah, it was the Gentiles were much more receptive to Jesus than the Jews. That is very true. What's up, Moody? That is absolutely true. Very interesting day. I'm going to get to your country here in a minute. Toe cramp. I don't like this talk about taking other countries as Canada and Greenland. He hasn't even taken office yet. We're talking about acquisitions of other countries. I think the Canada thing is just a troll. He's just having fun with that. But the Greenland thing is absolutely possible. And Greenland is not technically a country. It's just a territory. It's currently run by Denmark. And I got some about that in a minute too. I don't worry about that at all. I actually think Greenland makes a lot of sense. It's a huge, massive strategic landmass for security purposes. Randy, photos of John Wilkes Booth, the second Lincoln inaugural on the left to Capitol Steps, swear Trump on it, Mar-a-Lago. It's very possible. It's very possible. I could see that. What do I think are hearing about DJT Trump price on Trump first week? You mean the DJT? I don't know about the price, but I tell you, it got a nice bump today. I think it's going to have a nice inauguration bump, but that's just a gut feeling. Can Trump reverse the offshore drilling ban from Biden? Yes. 1,000,000% he can reverse it. If the courts fight him, the Supreme Court will uphold it. Here's the deal. Executive orders are executive orders. They are passed by one executive and can be overturned by the next. There is not a single executive order in history that can legally be held up against the wishes of the next executive. So once Biden writes an executive order, it is not a law he passed. once, and also the ending of the Chevron doctrine last year by the Supreme Court. Thank you so much, Supreme Court. That makes it even easier to overturn regulations. But when Trump comes in, all he has to do is write an executive order and he can undo the ban. And the courts can fight him, but he will ultimately win. That is the Constitution. So it's not a big deal. What it was trying to do is just make things harder for Trump. And that's just stupid. That's how they do it. So, all right, I got more to share here, but just really had to start with that speech. I had that little monologue because, guys, the certification today, it was boring as hell. I watched the whole thing, except for Kamal's face. It was great. But it was also one of the most important things that was going to happen. And it went over so smooth. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. And so that was very worth talking about. All right. Speaking of just amazing things keep happening. Look at this. Look at Pennsylvania's voter registrations right now. In December, Republicans gained 11,000 voters in Pennsylvania. Trump already won, and Democrats lost 2,500. If you don't think our country is waking up, this is the people, guys. This is why Trump's term is going to be so successful. It's not just about the man. The man is just the figurehead. It's about the people, and the people love Trump now. The people love MAGA. And this is happening in almost every single state. So just keep watching that as a trend, because it tells you everything you need to know. Speaking of miracles, there was a massive snowstorm today in Washington, D.C. Which isn't normal for D.C. to have as much snow as they're having. In fact, some representatives stayed home because they knew they weren't going to be able to overturn the election. So some Democrats stayed home. But you know what that did too? It was almost God's way of guaranteeing there would be no major protests or riots, because people don't protest or riot in the snow. They just don't. And it was pretty fantastically amazing that this happened. I'm just saying, again, I told you guys about the God factor. This is just more proof of it. You couldn't write this script. If you said in 2021, after Biden got in, and you were like, in 4 years, Trump's going to win in a landslide, and on January 6th, there's not going to be a peep from Democrats, and there's also going to be a massive snowstorm, so nobody can protest or riot. And you'd say, that's crazy. That's way too easy. That's too much good news. There's no way. Did you see what they just did? Did you see how they just won this election? We're screwed. This is going to take a fight. This is going to take martial law. This is going to take blah, 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 blah. And look what just happened. So smooth. It's like butter, baby. It's like butter. Who's at the bar pounding down drinks, drowning their sorrows right now? Kamala Harris. Yeah, but I don't think you can get much Franzia there. So, Jennifer, I'm excited too. Absolutely. Vance's facial expression is more entertaining than Kamal's. Yeah, he's in a good mood. He was in a good mood. So, this is hilarious. Did you guys see this? You got to see this. This just, speaking of the snowstorm, this is flipping hilarious. This, this woman making her Jan 6, reporting.
All right, you ready?
Yep, when you're ready.
Okay. Since the January 6th attack on the US Capitol.
So serious. January 6th, the attack on the US Capitol.
When supporters of Donald Trump stormed this building, trying to prevent the election victory of Joe Biden from being certified. On the anniversary. Oh my God.
So much for your propaganda piece.
Sam.
Her face when it happens, it just comes out of nowhere. This is just so amazing.
On the anniversary.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. This is just so incredible. Cindy, this is not about getting complacent. If you watch my show, you know that's not what I'm saying. This is about fighting, but we're fighting now from a place of victory with the hope and joy and expectancy that we're winning and we're going to win if we don't stop. Every sign is showing us if we don't stop, we win. That does not mean complacency. It means get to work, but get to work knowing your reward will be there. That's the point. And you know what? Nobody works better than for a reward they know is coming. I'm sorry. You always fight harder and work harder when you know you're getting a reward. That's basic human instinct right there. Even Jesus died for the joy set before him. This is funny by Charlie Kirk. It's weird no one called the 2024 election the most secure election in history. Huh, interesting. No propaganda about how secure this election was now that Trump won. That's funny how that is, you know? Big B, that made your day. I know, it's so funny. Cindy Lou, you're fighting just saying, don't worry. This channel, this man right here doing this shows will never let my guard down. Just trust me on that. I haven't yet, but I am always optimistic. I'm always positive. I'm always hopeful because I know the God that's on our side. I know how good he is. And I know that I know that I know he is behind this MAGA movement that Trump is heading, and we are winning. And it's all finally coming together. All the last 8-9 years since Trump first announced, since MAGA's first started, we won that first term. We didn't know what we were doing. Everything was against him. Lost that crazy election under COVID, went through the hell of the last 4 years where we watched our country slipping away from us. And what happened? We didn't lose it. Instead, we got a turnaround. That was such a massive punch in the face. It is an absolute miracle because the American people turned. But it also, if you look backwards, looking backwards now, you can see it was a perfect script that only God could have pulled off on a mass scale the way that happened. How a people woke up and turned around and now are taking their country back. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Video is awesome. Was that angel humor? I don't know. Angel humor? I don't. Yeah. Oh, angel humor like angels. Yeah. There you go. Maybe. No Russia this election. Exactly. That news lady is lucky this winner's could have had one looks. Yeah, it's David Hunter, Moody. Just type in on YouTube and go to the filters and go to the most recent uploads. You'll get his latest videos. It's really good stuff. He's got really good stuff. All right, here's a little Pelosi with a walker. Do you see this over here? It's pretty crazy. Somebody said they tagged me in a picture of her. Let me see if I can pull up a better picture. But yeah, she's walking around a walker. I don't see where anybody tagged me though, even though you guys said you did. Sometimes it doesn't show the comments. No, I don't see it. But yeah, so poor Pelosi. That woman, she busted her hip. Now she's walking around. I saw a video that was really funny about her trying not to fall over or falling over, but I can't play it because of the music. I'm tired of my channel getting dinged for everything. So I'm just being smarter here on YouTube. I don't want to lose my channel. I'm tired of, I've lost half my income on this channel in the last 6 months, like literally half. And so it's getting old. And so I'm being more careful. I'm still going to be in your face. I'll still be more outspoken when it comes to on the members' lives and stuff, but I have to monitor my cell phone here. Oh, hold on a second. JR, is this what you sent me? I think I saw this. Hold on a second, guys. I might show you guys if. Yes, I can't play it because the song, Big JR. I can't, so that's why I can't play it. But that's the one I was thinking of. Walker really helpful for getting around when you're under influence of substance. That's right. Yeah, that's so funny. It's so funny. Keep going. This is hilarious. This is wild. This is like, this guy has some stones because he's on camera, which he had to know. And she's still the vice president. She's still the acting vice president until the 20th. So this guy has some stones to do this.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
shocked she is when this happens. Like, he's just like, nah.
Thank you, Stacey, for your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Man, that guy's got some cojones. That is just intense. I mean, I can't even say I would do that. I would at least be respectful, even though I don't like her at all. Pam used to say he thinks Ham used to think he thinks Trump's stock will squeeze before inauguration. What do I think? It's so impossible to say when DJT will run or have a massive run. I really think that the inauguration should definitely be a catalyst, but how high, how far, how much does it break? It's so hard to know. But I think they're having a harder time keeping it down, So he has a walking cane in the hand. She tried to say, oh, is that why? Oh, that's interesting. So she tried to shake his hand even though he's holding a cane. That's kind of dumb. That's the first time I've seen her sober, not hopped up on Xanax. That's terrible. That's funny. One shake Trudeau's hand. Yeah. Surprised DJT didn't have a bigger run. It sure tried. I mean, I don't know. You can't time these things, but do I still believe in DJT? Absolutely. I mean, kill me. They wouldn't, if they were in control fully, it would not be $36 right now. Okay. Remember they knocked it down to 12 back in October. They are getting crushed. I mean, and it's just a matter. Now think about this. If they wait till the inauguration, which is a massive catalyst, I mean, Trump's in, then they know, I mean, they're biding their time until the confirmations happen for Pam Bondi, who's a guaranteed confirmation. Kash Patel, who I gave a 95% chance of getting confirmed. They're just biding their time until they're in major trouble. So I just don't see how they can keep it up. It has to end at some point, and those walls are getting really tight on them right now. Yeah, get out before they get roasted. That's right, Thomas. I completely agree with you. I just don't see how it's going to happen. Forgive me if I don't shake your hand. You're a corrupt snake. I don't want to get any on me. All right, Moody. I know you're excited because Trudeau is done. Now, there's something there. Listen, there are no coincidences, okay? Steve Bannon's a big fan of saying that. There's no coincidences. Justin Trudeau, one of the worst leaders in the Western world, completely has ruined Canada. He decides to announce his resignation on January 6th, the day when Trump's certification goes smooth. Are you kidding me? How? You can't make this stuff up. This is symbolic. I don't think he planned this. I really don't. I think he was told, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Why would you choose this same day? It's too obvious. It's too in your face. This was the first news of the morning, and then the Trump certification happened at 1 p.m. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. And hey, you can rejoice up in Canada. Your boy is out. And I heard that they give Pierre Poilievre, I can't pronounce his last name. They give him a 92% chance of being elected in the next election. It's huge. Bryce asks, what's next for the Democrats? Think Gavin Newsom will lead in post-Biden's America? Will he run for president in 2028? Well, I'll tell you this. Newsom has aspirations for president, 1,000%. The problem is the Newsom wing of the party, which is the liberal California West Coast wing of the party, was absolutely decimated and destroyed this election. And the Democrats know it. And so if he runs in the next election, if they are stupid enough to go backwards and try to run the same type of crazy liberal again, they'll get shellacked. I think they're going to get shellacked in the next election anyways, because I think there's going to be election reform. But Newsom will never be president. I'll stake a claim on it right now. He will never be president. He has been too liberal in California, and he's just ruined every shot he'll ever have. The next Democrat. Oh, and by the way, they are working on a new DNC chair right now. We'll have a big say in who their new candidates are. And guess what? They're not going to California. It's most likely going to be the DNC chair in Wisconsin, a moderate Democrat. Okay, a guy who wins in swing states, because they, Wisconsin, even though it went for Trump in this election, it was the closest of all the swing states. And so he's a great organizer, all this stuff. And my bet for the next president running for the Democrats, they're going to go moderate. Now, they might still not learn their lesson, because some of these people, their heads are really far up their asses. They really don't understand how bad they lost. If that wing wins out, they might run another liberal like Newsom and just get pulverized. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 58 to 60% win, Reagan 84 kind of win for J.D. Vance. I think it's going to be J.D. Vance. It could be DeSantis, but it's probably going to be J.D. Vance. I could see J.D. Vance maybe deciding to step down because he's young and he might want to wait a little while, let it raise his kids or something, but it'll probably be him. And it's going to be a pulverization either way. But if they run a moderate, they'll still get destroyed, but it'll be a little closer. I think they could run, Josh Shapiro is probably the best candidate they have waiting in the wings right now. And he, as good as he is as a moderate, the Pennsylvanians love him for the most part. He's got a lot of scandal. And the Democratic brand is toxic right now. It is extremely toxic. They got this election, guys, was not just a win against Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. It destroyed the entire Obama coalition. It destroyed everything Obama built and then the Clintons tried to build before him. It's destroyed. The Democrats are in disarray. They don't know what to do. They are scrambling to get back together, and they know it. So I don't think we'll see Newsom. I really don't. And if he wins, it'll just mean, or if he wins their primary, it just means we'll win huge. So, it'll take a long time to repair the damage Trudeau's done. It will, but sometimes it's pretty amazing. You get somebody in there with good vision who can work with your guys' Congress or whatever parliament. And, sometimes things can move fast. You never know. He's a weak little man, totally owned. What's up, Bernard? Steve Bernard? Brett says, like, Kamala, in a year from now, you're going to get so sick of drinking. There'll be so many drinks, you're going to be sick of drinking. Francia forever. It's pronounced Polyev. Polyev, okay. Canada's ours. We don't need to invade. Randy, you love the news. Okay, awesome. Alberta, the next U.S. state. Yeah, I mean, I really don't think you guys are going to become a state, but we'll see. Yeah, Dave, either bacon prices are going to go down, which I would not be surprised if we see deflation if the economy gets really bad, or just wages are going to go way up. So that's the other option, and taxes go down. Bryce, keep in mind, Harris was the first to drop out of the race, 2020 primary 2%. Never popular to begin with. I agree with you. Yeah. They're already trying to clean up Newsom's image. They won't be able to. Yeah. Newscom. That's right. Newsom is like a Trudeau 2.0. He is. Good looking guy, charismatic, has everything a politician needs to succeed except for a record that people want. So, you guys talking about Canada joining the U.S. Oh, too bad Jackie's not here, huh, Vince? Trudeau's 10 times more of a communist. I don't think so, Bryce. I think at his core, Newsom is that communist. I really do. But I just don't think he can do that in an American system, even in California. So, we don't want Canada as a state. I mean, it'd be awesome to have you guys join us. It'd be awesome to have the good ones. It'd be awesome to have your resources. But the truth is that overall, you guys are going to, you guys will much more liberalize us. Even if you were one state or 5 states, we'd end up with more Democratic senators and Republicans. We don't want that. So that screws up the Senate, which also means we'd probably get more Democratic representatives. We don't want that. Okay. We just became a conservative country again. We want to keep it that way. And we're working on us first before we're strong enough to bring you guys in. Bringing Canada in right now would completely screw up our voting again. And we just don't want to do that. Preston Cox says, hey, y'all, smack that like button. Show AC Algo some love. Appreciate all you do. Thank you, Preston. I appreciate that. Love you. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. Matt says, market regulations enforced will come fast because Trump's going to act on illegal shorting on stock. That's my theory, too. I don't think Trump is okay with his stock, his money, his billions being messed with. Because every time they short it, he loses millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions sometimes. So I just don't see it. Yeah, I just don't see it happening. Trudeau's not smart enough to spell communist. Canada would screw up the electoral college. That's exactly right. Yeah. The drink's made called the Kamala's base is box wine with pink schnapps. Ew, that sounds horrible. This was funny. Says breaking.
Had long talks with my
Trudeau
family
quits after
about our
destroying
future.
Canada. Not too far from that, based on what I've watched and what my Canadian friends like Moody here have seen. If Canada becomes a state, will Terrence and Phillip not be considered American for you? Terrence and Phillip, the best. That is the best. Don't useless Canada, don't even have a military. Do they not have a military? Yeah, the Mounties don't count. They probably have a military that just sits around and drinks tea or something, or does like projects here and there. Okay, let's keep moving. Greenland. I'm going to talk about Greenland for a second here because so of all the stuff, like the Canada, I want to play this in a second, but of all the things going on, Canada's not going to happen. Just let's be honest. Canada's not going to become a state. What could happen though is I think there's a real chance we get Greenland, and I also think there's a really strong chance we get the Panama Canal back. The Panama Canal, if we don't get it back, I do think there's also a very strong chance we cut a deal where they can't charge us anymore. That's one of the things that Trump wants the Panama Canal for, is that we gave it to them and now they charge us outrageous fees, even though we're the main ones who use it and we gave it to them. So we're either going to get the Panama Canal back or we're going to have an amazing deal cut with Panama for it and our fees through using it. But the Greenland, I think we might actually get. And here's the thing, Trump Jr. is in Greenland right now. Like, you're talking about taking the effort to go visit a place that only has a population, this massive landmass that's like a third the size of the U.S. Massive landmass, only has 57,000 population. There's like nobody who lives there. That's like a town in America. And yet Donald Trump Jr. is there right now. You can't tell me they're not serious about this. And here's a Greenland man throwing on a MAGA hat, tells Trump to buy the territory. Apparently Greenland's very MAGA. Video is shared by Trump on Truth Social. And then here, I'm hearing people of Greenland are MAGA. My son, Don Jr., various reps will be traveling there to visit some of the most magnificent areas and sites. Why would you do that? Unless this is serious. Greenland's an incredible place. People will benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation. We'll protect it, cherish it from a very vicious outside world. Greenland basically makes it impossible to hurt us from Europe or Asia. Because it's in the middle of the Atlantic, and we already have a base there. It's a perfect place to intercept missiles, to ward off attack. So it's a major security fortress for us. But check this guy out, man. This guy is all MAGA. This is awesome.
So, like, if you could tell Trump anything, what would it be?
BIOS.
Boyos.
Buy Greenland?
Buy Greenland.
Why do you want Trump to buy Greenland?
Because we don't want to be colonized by Danish government anymore. We get ripped every year about our minerals from Greenland. We are the richest nation in the world, and we don't get to use it. Denmark's using us too much.
Do you like America?
I love America, but people are too fat over there.
So this guy's awesome. You better believe that he's not alone. And so if the people want it and they all speak it up and Trump really goes after this, I think Greenland could be for real. So we might have Greenland in the next couple years, guys. That's not even a joke. That would be pretty awesome. Can we send all our homeless to Canada? There's a lot of space up there. Thomas says, I hate to say, but Ham hit the nail on the head with DJT going boom before inauguration. Naked short sellers don't want to prison. I agree with you that that's a beautiful theory, and it was mine for a while too, but now we're only 2 weeks away, so it's going to be interesting to watch. They could be just more scared of the confirmations than they are of the actual inauguration. Your Panama subcontractor's operation is a Chinese company and broke the contract. I have heard that as well, Tocramp. Yep, exactly. That's a big deal right there. Moody says it's true. Cops or Mounties won't do anything if it's a Muslim committing a crime. If you report that crime by a person of color, they'll investigate you. Wow, that's just like what's going on in the UK right now, which I talked about in the members live because it's just too spicy to talk about on a regular live. But what's going on in the UK right now, just go to the x.com and look at what Elon's been posting about. It is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Data looks good. Buy it. I like that, Wicked. Roger said Greenland full of natural gas. Many millionaires. Oh, yeah. We'd get crazy natural resources from there. Labots? Is that from Greenland or from Canada? Canada. Toronto's more expensive than NYC. Yeah. Trump, Paul Atkins equals SEC resolution. Oh, yeah. I know. Did you see that other guy step down today? The Fed. I can't remember exactly who it was, but anyways. All right, let's talk the economy for a second. So we spoke earlier about what are they going to do to Trump to stop him. Legally, they have no way to stop him anymore. I think he's going to be safe. I don't think he'll get killed. I actually do think the Secret Service is ramped up now to a point where it'll take care of him. And then there's probably some private guard there as well. Okay, I bet it's a combination. Anyways, everything I'm hearing is that Trump is like so fortified, it's going to be fine. But here's what they're going to do. They've already tried to get him into war, so they've escalated a lot of conflict. That's one. Two, there's a bird flu. They're trying to do some pandemic stuff. It's not going to work, but they're trying. Three, this is going to be, in my opinion, the hardest issue he's going to face. The biggest. Everything else he can pretty much solve unilaterally. We can just not treat the bird flu as a big a deal. And Trump as a bully pulpit as president, easy. Since he is our diplomat to the world as a commander in chief, and he can act unilaterally and all of that, except for officially calling forth war, he can unilaterally bring peace to all these conflicts. Not worried about that stuff. The economy cannot be fixed unilaterally. There's a lot Trump can do. There's a lot, but ultimately the biggest stuff has to be done by Congress, which is tax cuts, getting rid of certain agencies, scaling back spending. And this is going to be the hardest thing to solve. And they are setting everything up for a major economic issues when he comes in. So Mark says we only got 77 likes with 200 watching. Come on, guys, hit that like. Let's break 100 before we go on. I'm going to keep talking. Don't worry. But hey, let's hit some likes. You guys can do it. Subscribe if you like. We got lots going on. Lots, I think you get a lot, learn a lot here. So hit the like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay. Yield curve just uninverted. So if you guys remember, the yield curve was inverted for a long time. Longest period in history, something like 500 some days, maybe it was 700. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. It uninverted for a little bit, and now it's uninverted again. This is a major warning signs. And here you are. The last 4 times this happened. 1990, the major recession under Bush 1, which is one of the main reasons Clinton won. It's the economy, stupid, remember? 2000, right before the dot-com crash, another major recession, Bush 2, sorry. 2008, the great financial crash. Enough said. Mortgage-backed securities. Okay. 2020, COVID and the COVID crash. Okay. Before everything was shut down. All of this. Okay. You can't make this stuff up. This always means recession. And oftentimes it means crash. 1, 2, 3 stock market crashes. 1990, the only reason the stock market didn't crash is because it was still recovering from the 87 crash. Okay. So this is dangerous. And you can see it right here. Here's where we've been. And just passed. All right. Not good. So on top of that, central banks set us up. So, and the Fed, everybody's saying, I completely agree. And the Fed, it's awful. This could be the crisis that allows Trump to head the Fed. And here's the good news. The Fed can be ended just by an act of Congress and the president. It does not it's not tied to the Constitution. So it wouldn't be that difficult if we enter a major financial crisis to end the Fed or make an extreme reformation of it. And then there's a theory out there that in 2020, Trump somehow absorbed the Fed into the Treasury, so it's not really the Fed anymore. Anyways, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff on that, but I don't know what I believe. As of right now, we just got to act as if it's still fully the Fed. But what is that? Market closed January 20th. Is it closed the 20th? Really? Wilson's the worst president we ever had. Created the Federal Reserve. Well, that's why we lost 98% in the Fed. Well, I mean, he's up there. I wouldn't say he's the worst, but he's definitely top 5. Yeah, we've had some bad presidents, dude. This is our third central bank. Just don't forget that. That means other presidents started other central banks. Nixon took us off the gold standard, which was awful. He also opened up our reliance on China. Now, Nixon did some other great stuff, so he wasn't the worst, but that's bad stuff. And then you got Obama, who got us to this place where we're at now, and Biden. I mean, there's a lot of worse presidents, trust me. But it's pretty bad. Was it Andy? You vouch for who? Oh, you're talking. Okay, something else. All right. Anyways, if the liquidity gets pulled, all right, this is it's going to be over fast. And Finance Law has been following this for a while. I really like his content on this because I can't find any holes in it. I think it's very, very interesting and very probably what they're doing. His thesis is that they're just waiting for the right trigger and narrative. COVID in 2020 was one. Great financial crisis was the mortgage-backed securities. .com bust was 2000. Yada yada yada. That's so. What's it going to be this time? What will be their black swan event? Could it be the Japan, the unwinding the carry trade? Could it be China's crumbling economy triggers it for us? Could it be a debt ceiling? Could it be another pandemic? Who knows? What are we waiting for? Or will they even get it? Will they get their cover and just be faced with something? I don't know. You never know what they'll blame it on, but we are in the biggest bubble we've ever been in, and it's only a matter of time. And listen, nobody with a brain studying economics disagrees with that. The only disagreement is, when will a major correction happen and how bad will it be? Will it be a correction? Will it be a crash? Will it be a financial meltdown? That's all anybody argues over. Nobody argues that there's not a bubble unless they're morons on MSNBC. So that's oh, that's right. January 20th this year is also MLK's birth. Is it his birthday or just MLK Day? Anyways, that's fantastic. My opinion, the king of good Trump, will he move the dollar to be backed by gold again? Well, he can't do it unilaterally. So will he work towards that? I think he will. Either gold or something else. They will either gold or he'll tie it to something else that is an asset. That's in my opinion. And if he can't, the next president will. Maybe Trump will just set the ball up to be teed off by the next president. I don't know. For Trump to do everything in 4 years is going to be nearly impossible. Does that mean it won't happen? No. A crisis, especially a major financial crisis, can open up the door for a lot of stuff to happen very quickly. Will he be able to do it? That's the question. But will he set up the next person? I do believe so. I think the next 4 years are going to be insane. And Trump's going to be, his main mandate is to stabilize our economy and start rebuilding it, and to clean up the corruption, to fix our voting, and to fix our border. If he does those 4 things, the next president, with everything good happening because of Trump, will also come in with a mandate. And that president, who I believe would be J.D. Vance, will be able to advance the agenda even more so and keep building on what Trump did. But we're at the end of this cycle of corruption and evil that's been going on in our government for a very long time. And Trump is a wartime president. And in war, you have to destroy the enemy finally. That's what Trump's here to do. He's here to finally destroy the enemy and to reset the economy. I really believe those are his mandates. And the next president will be rebuilding it. So that's what I think is going to happen. We have evolved with stupid, pointless wars since 1913, eroding the dollar. You're exactly right. I completely agree with that. Ficus says, market is a bubble looking for a pin. Doesn't matter what the pin is, just find out. And I completely agree, Ficus. I completely agree with you. Moody, where do you buy XRP? Just find a good crypto exchange. There's several. Coinbase, crypto.com. There's a bunch. So, insane in the membrane. I haven't heard that in a long time, Togram. Keep our eyes on Vance. Why? Do you not trust him? I think Vance is very trustworthy. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, buddy. Ryan, you and I, we need to talk soon. Okay. And this is the last thing I want to share tonight, but really interesting on here too. So unrealized losses on investment securities for banks reached $360 billion in Q3, lower than Q2. However, 12 straight quarters of unrealized losses. You guys, that is insane. Longest streak since 2008. This is a big, big problem. Unrealized losses as a percent of bank equity capital hit negative 15% Q3, up from the low of negative 34 Q3 2022. Put this in perspective, at 2008, this ratio is only negative 6. So even this correction right here, 34 to 15, is still way worse than 2008. So you're thinking, how the hell is our economy still good if this is the state of our credit, if this is the state of our banks? It's because the Fed, but even more so the Treasury, has been pumping the snot out of this economy just to keep it alive to get through this election. Look at this. This is insanity. We're in a ticking time bomb. I mean, I've been saying it for long enough. You guys are probably sick to death of it, but I can't stop talking about it until something changes. Whether that means a major crash and correction or a major fix that's like miraculous. But that's it. Look at that. That is craziness. That's going all the way back. What is that? So 08. So in 08, you see this dip here. Look at the difference, how low that was. And then it goes back up. That's all that cash injected, trying to get the economy back on. Here we go, down again. Okay, here's, this is the Volmageddon in 2018, when a lot of Obama's policies were coming to a head with Trump. Trump's policies fixed it. We went back up, and now we've hit this downturn where it's just disgustingly low. So Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff coming. Just keep our eyes open and have your plans. And, it's not time to fly to safety completely yet, but be ready because it could turn on a dime. It really could. So we'll have to wait and see how it happens. This is going to be a fascinating year. I'll tell you that, but we're going to win. And overall, everything's going to get better. It's just going to be a fight. That's it. And we cannot let our guard down. But we also, just going back to the beginning of this show, we cannot be black-pilled. We have to know we're winning. We're fighting the winning fight. We will win. Everything will get better, but we have to keep in the game. We cannot back off. We cannot say, Trump's in now, go back to life. No. We have a duty to our country, to our children, to their children, to see this through. We've been given a gift, and we have to make sure we don't let up. Jose, should we set limit orders on stock, crypto, save money? Listen, you're going to have to figure that out yourself, especially when to do it, all that. But, I can't tell you what to do there. Lyrical, what's up? Let me tell you something, brothers. You're right. I love it. Well, thank you. All right, guys. Well, hey, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's close out in a prayer. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless this amazing chat, this community of people, God. Just so great. Again, thank you so much for Thomas and his just coming into health. What a miracle that is. Thank you for the miracle of today, just the certification process going so smooth, and how you've protected Trump and his team all this time through all this craziness. And we just pray in 2 weeks, God, we get everything going forward and moving forward, and just God, just be with all of us. Help us know, have wisdom and how to be involved and what to do to protect ourselves and prosper coming out of this time for ourselves and our families and those around us. So in Jesus' name, bless our way here. Amen. All right. Love you guys. See y'all tomorrow. Have a great night. Take off, eh?